Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Steve's down up, where you can find us. We ain't a podcast, we a problem. Houston, copy that. Tell me, can you ride ya? It's to the top, but we started at the bottom. Devin, Steve, Jordan, us, boy, Steve, the team. Checking in, we the ones who they come to see. Dining in, come join and pull up a seat. The team, Steve's down up, where you can find us. We ain't a podcast, we a problem. Steve's down up, where you can find us. We ain't a podcast, we a problem.
Let's start the show.
I'm recording this guy.
Recording right now.
You ready? Big
Ready?
Old Bay vodka shirt.
Yeah.
Should we get started?
Yeah, we should.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Steve's Diner Podcast. Season 4 starts today.
Oh,
Let's
what?
go. Season
I didn't
4.
even know.
Do we have
had
a season 3?
truncated season 3. Season 3
Oh,
is only
okay.
like 4 episodes.
Oh, okay.
We're like Saturday Night Live. We'll never go away. We're just
That's right.
always here.
Yep. I'm your host, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
With us today, we've got Jordan. Silhouette.
Fart stinky pants. Okay, Steve, now do a dance.
Wow.
Hey, we're back.
Whoa.
I don't know what that was, but I liked it.
I don't know either.
Popped in my head today. I had to say it.
Must have learned that when he was a teacher in middle school.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
Oh.
And
Or from my father growing up.
Nah, see, I don't even know what you're talking about. And we also got Busboy Steve,
I'm here. I'm
CEO
always here.
of Maryland.
Yeah. I'm like the guy from The Shining. I've always been here. I'm here. I've always been here.
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
I feel bad because I haven't watched hardly any TikToks of yours. I've been off
Well-
the apps.
It's fine. You don't have to watch all my stuff.
I went on Instagram for the first time this week and saw that I had like 14 messages, most of them from Carrie, sending me videos of animals walking on 2 legs because it freaks me out.
That's funny.
That's what she does. She sends me videos of people walking on animals walking on 2 legs. Steve just
I
left.
think it's fun.
No, I'm here. I
It
just
is
moved the
fun.
fan. I just moved the fan. Bree decides to turn the air off when it's when she's not home. So it's fucking hot as balls here. And she had the air on when she was home this weekend. Then she cut the air off and opened the windows.
If
and I'm
you turn it
sweating.
on, we won't tell.
Yeah, but dude. Then I gotta close all the windows, and then she'll know. She knows everything. She knows all.
She got that telepathy.
Dude, right before I texted her today and said, "Don't forget, I'm doing the podcast at 7." Like 10 seconds, I picked up my phone and started typing, and she goes, "Bloop, blah 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 something," and I'm like, "Stop it." Dude, going away with her for 2 weeks and being with her for 24 hours a day for 17 days in a row.
Yep.
Dude.
That's one of the things I thought would be interesting to start off with was what have we done since the last episode?
Yeah, what?
It's
when
been
was
a
it?
lot.
April?
Yeah.
Was it April?
I think
It
April.
was like April.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. We took a little break. I had some medical stuff I had to get through, and I'm through it for the most part. You know,
Ciao.
that's all I want to say about that.
Yeah.
But you know, I had to get into the podcast mood again, and no better day to do it than September 30th, which is when we're recording this, because it is International Podcast Day.
Whoa.
We're gonna do
Perfect.
we're gonna do a podcast quiz that I haven't looked at.
And we didn't even know that, though. It's like
that
we're meant
crazy?
to be. It's
Isn't
fate.
that crazy?
Things are just happening.
I think our numbers are about to go through the roof.
Speaking of numbers, we had yesterday. I don't know if you did anybody do anything crazy? Like listen to all the episodes or something?
I haven't listened to
and
an episode since the
We
last one came
had
out.
40 something downloads yesterday.
Whoa.
wait, when did you put that we were doing another episode? Just today?
Yesterday. But
Oh, okay.
maybe
there you
so
go.
I
That's
caught
good.
up.
Yeah.
or maybe somebody listened for the first time.
They just remembered, yeah.
Because it was like every single episode was listened to.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty cool.
TikTok, by the way, on TikTok, you slowly getting a 1 or 2 a day new followers.
I know.
I check every time. I
Yeah.
check every time I go on. I'm like, hey, I wonder how we're doing. So
I'm
let's
glad
go on.
you are,
Let's
because
do it.
I haven't been on TikTok in a little bit.
Well, that's fair. I mean,
Whatever.
I have it's bad. I got to stop because I'm on it way too much.
Summer is a thing, man. I just,
Yeah.
I can't.
Summer's busy.
Yeah. Anyway, so since last April, you know what I've been doing? Medical stuff. Steve,
Me. Yep.
tell us about your amazing
Since
trip.
April. Well, since April, I haven't done it. No, Bree and I, one day, dude, I've changed. My whole life has changed.
Wow.
One day, and this was before we even left. One day
This
I
is
said,
huge.
no, as I got older, I started realizing that I was like the grumpy old man, kind of, sort of, depending.
I know.
Like, I don't want to go to the Renaissance Festival and walk around and not be able to see the jousting because I have to look over 10 people. We didn't get early seats. And when we went to that concert in July, that was the best because you got the extra parking, we got good seats.
Dirty Heads. Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, for Dirty Heads.
Yeah.
We got there early, we hung out, we didn't have to fight the crowd.
Yep.
We sat in our seats. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
Because over the past few years, once the boys got when the boys were little up until they got, to college, it was all about them. I didn't really do anything. But I realized after they got older, I was just grumpy. I just didn't want to do stuff. I didn't want to go camping. I didn't want to, setting up the tent. It might rain. And I was on a Debbie Downer thing.
You know what's amazing that you say that? I totally noticed it.
You what?
I've known you for 40 years.
Yeah. And you did or didn't?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time in the mid 90s when Bree said, we're going to the Renaissance Festival. And I think we went with you and maybe Steve Terrace and Chris.
Okay.
We went, and I was and we weren't even really into football that much, but it was like first day or second week of football. And I'm like, Bree, I do not want to go to this Renaissance Festival. Huh? You were there.
Why did I go?
You guys were there. Why
did you go? First day of football.
I know, but I don't think it was before the Ravens. It was before the Ravens.
Okay.
So I don't think we were into it as much. But I just look back on that stuff. And then as I get older, I'm like, I haven't done shit. I got to start doing stuff. So I flipped it over. I said, I went on a cruise last year, but I decided I'll fly wherever, because I used to say I'm not going to fly overseas. I'm never going to go to Italy, which I always wanted to do, because I'm not going to fly. It's too far. Too. It's too much water in between us and Italy that I'm going to fly over there. I'm not doing it. So I'm going to
Once you're in the air, you're fine.
Right. So Bree says, I want to drive cross country with you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? 35 years together. We drive down the street and we get into an argument because I take a different route than her. We've lived in this place for like 13 years. And if I go a different way than her, she's like, I don't understand why you're going. So,
right.
Fuck it, I'm doing it. And a couple years ago, the four of us went, and I rented an RV, and we went around California. We drove a couple 100 miles in like 5 or 6 days.
I remember that, yeah.
And that was actually the start of where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start enjoying stuff. So Bree and I,
good for you,
mapped out across. We bought regular maps. We went on Tripper. What was it called? I don't know. Some app where you could just keep your log of where you go and all the different things to see. And we mapped it out to where we'd get to California in like a week, hang out with Owen, and then drive all the way back and hang out with Ethan.
Yeah.
And we did it. We have 15
That's
states,
awesome.
7,522 miles.
That's insane, man.
And really only like 1 or 2 like fights. And they weren't even fights. They were just like, we just got mad at each other. And I laughed at her. I said, oh, wow.
I was wondering about that.
It actually was not bad. It was not bad.
And
it's really cool.
It's all documented
try that one day.
on like Facebook for the most part.
Yeah, she would at the beginning of the day, because I drove, and I also said before we left, I was like, well, I'm the guy who wants to drive all the time, but our schedule the drive, we did a little bit more driving than we should have
Mhm.
because we didn't get to see as much. It was a
Okay.
lot. It was a lot of driving.
Yeah.
And but she would in the morning, we'd start driving and she'd just get all the pictures together from the day before and post something on Facebook. Those are pretty cool.
But the
I think
thing that I liked watching was, or like seeing, was all the different kinds of places you stayed. Looks like sometimes you like pitched a tent.
yeah,
Hey, man.
yeah.
Um,
That's
but
true.
then you stayed in like little like
Yurt.
weird triangle
Yeah.
houses and stuff.
It was a yurt, which was way
Yurt.
better than I thought because I thought a yurt would be
Yurt.
like a teepee. Like I saw pictures. We looked at
Yeah.
so much stuff. So before we left, we did camping with a tent. We did a yurt. We did
Yurt.
two motels, old school motels that these guys refurbished, whatever you want to say. They turned these old shitty motels into these like everything's brand new, but it looks like it's 1960 inside,
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
which
cool.
was
That's
really
kinda
cool.
Yeah.
So one of them was pretty, though the town though was a little sketchy because it
Okay.
was like right off the old Route 66, but
Right. Yeah.
it was really nice. That was really cool. And then stayed in the tent a couple of times, actually half the time. And then I found it's like a little A-frame. It looked like
Yeah. That's
a tiny house, but it was really small, enough for just a bed in there, but it had
Right.
air and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I would have stayed in one of those. I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
fuck with no
wasn't
tent, but
well, the tent part, the part that sucked about that is we drove so much that I think 4 out of 5 nights we set up that tent in the fucking complete dark,
I'm sure.
which
Yeah.
is ridiculous. That was
Yeah.
not fun. The one you saw the picture of me sitting in the chair,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was that's where we had the most time, where we set up the tent at like 3 in the afternoon and had, 5 hours of sitting around. Most of the time we were just driving until dark and then setting up the tent and then sleeping and getting right up and leaving. We didn't, no
Yeah.
campfire, nothing.
What was the coolest place you went? You said 15 states?
15 states, and we didn't stop in all of them. I mean, we stopped pretty much in all of them, maybe to get gas. But so we
Right.
started off, we went to Virginia, Tennessee, and then drove through a couple places.
You went all the way to Virginia?
We started in Virginia. That was our first stop. And that was one of my favorite places because we went to a place called Natural Bridge, which I'd never
Ah.
heard of. And it was this national park, and it,
Yeah.
it's woods. And then all of a sudden you're just walking around the corner and there's this giant mountain and it's a bridge.
Yeah.
And the history on it is way more than I could talk about because I don't remember. But
Uh-huh.
it was taller than like the Statue of Liberty. It was ridiculous. That was
Oh, wow.
probably my favorite
Really?
thing.
Okay.
We saw Mount Rushmore, which was really cool. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, "Oh, Mount Rushmore," but you see it and then you're done. And kind of like that. But
That's
my
what I thought
favorite,
about the
like,
Grand Canyon too.
yeah, we saw like a mini Grand Canyon called like Petrified Forest or something something
Oh.
like that. I forget, but
Yeah.
that was just we drove around for like 2 hours and just looked at the same thing, just like a mini Grand Canyon. My
That's cool.
favorite roadside attraction, just
Yeah.
not anything, was the Cadillac Ranch in Texas, where those cars are all
Oh,
they
yeah,
look like
yeah,
dominoes. And
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I
and
saw
people
pictures of
just
that,
spray
yeah.
paint them. Yeah.
That's wild.
I wanted this. That's right off the highway, and people are there. Like people are pulling up the side of the road and walking to it. Like the whole time we were there, I was like, "This is pretty cool."
What
When
is
you
it?
say Cadillac Ranch, first thing
What
I
is
thought
it?
of was Bunny Ranch.
Yeah, it's a Cadillac Ranch. It's like I don't know, maybe 8 old cars that are buried in the ground, like front end
Oh.
first,
Yeah.
and they're
Okay.
like up, and people spray paint on them, but because they're just there, and people constantly spray paint on. People are walking up with the spray paint
Yeah.
cans. So if you spray paint something on there, it's going to be on there maybe an hour or two,
Wow.
and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, there is so much spray paint that if this was the tire, if this was the actual where the tire was, the hubcap, like
It's like that thick.
Yeah.
that thick, like
Oh.
it was weird looking, but it was kind of cool. And we
That
were
is
there at
cool.
sunset, so it was kind of cool. Yeah.
I'll put up
Nice.
pictures on YouTube when we release this video.
Yeah, the Cadillac Ranch. And then driving was cool. We saw, North Dakota.
Did you see like the
What
biggest
else?
ball of string or anything like that?
The Cadillac Ranch, and then we tried to see. Here's one. We were going through Iowa, and Bree's like, try and find something for us. She was driving, and I was like, all right. Oh, and I found this thing. I was like, look, the biggest crater or something that came out of space in a long time ago. Boom, this big crater, right?
Yeah.
It said the official one. This is the official one. The one that people go see is somewhere in like Arizona or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we pull off on this little town, and I'm like, I don't see it anywhere. Well, we found out afterwards that well, there's no hole in the ground. It filled in by itself over the millions of years. But this is where it landed. And I was like, this is some bullshit. We were in some little town. I was like, all right, this is enough. This is enough. I've had enough.
That's funny.
And the downtown, was it Sioux Falls, I think?
That's
Sioux
crazy.
Falls. There was just a whole river going right through the center of the city. It'd be like if Baltimore had like a little river going through it with
That's
rocks.
cool.
Sioux Falls. That was cool. I didn't think we would see that either. We saw a lot of sketchy places.
Yeah.
And I think Steve, doing my TikToks
Mm-hmm.
is in my head now. Because everywhere I go, I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. This is sketchy as shit. I know, right? But we did. We rolled into a couple towns. I'm like, Bree, we should not be here right now. This is not good. We got to go.
Oh man.
Yeah. Then one of them was Amarillo. One of them was Amarillo, Texas. I thought I passed the Cadillac Ranch, but there was like a fake one at some gas station. And I was like, oh, Bree, I think we just passed it, because I didn't know what it looked like.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. So I took the next exit, and I was like, oh, that's some fake shit. I was like, that's not it. We got like 4 more miles. And when I went to go do like a U-turn somewhere, this gas station, I was like, oh gosh, we got to go. Yeah. Yeah. We got to see John. We got to see John. We got to see John when we were out in California.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he texted me and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool. I don't want to bore you on all that, but that's
cool. No, I wanted to hear about it. We haven't really talked since I mean, we've talked since April, but cool. Jordan.
Yes.
You took a trip, right? Didn't you have your honeymoon?
Yeah, I didn't go to 15 states. I went to like 3 though.
Well,
yeah, just went to the Carolinas to visit family, kind of recent. Went to Deep Creek Lake for Owen's bachelor party.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
That was a lot of fun. But that's all that can be said on here.
That's fair.
Just kidding. It was a very tame bachelor party.
Wow.
But it was a good time. And then went on the honeymoon to Portland, Maine in June for a week. That was awesome. That was the best part of my time between now
of your summer vacation.
Yes. But yeah, Maine was awesome. I didn't really know anything about it except it was pretty. But it was. They had really good food. The people were like, it's not like the nicest people of all time, but they're like nice.
Get out of here!
They don't smile at you when you walk that. Like if you're walking like past the road or like, you give someone a little nod or something. They don't do that.
Huh. I wonder how many of it was visitors though. Because I also went to Maine.
Oh yeah.
Went to Bar Harbor. And it was packed. I mean, it was just full of people. And all visitors.
Yeah.
So I mean, there were locals.
Oh yeah.
And they were fairly
for
friendly.
sure.
But it's all like
the locals were friendly. If it was a small if we were at a bar and talked to them, they were cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Maine was awesome.
Lobster rolls. Yeah, I love Maine. We'll be going back.
Are you a fan of lobster rolls? Like for real, for real?
That might have been the first one I ever had. Second.
Right. And do you like them?
I did like it a lot.
I don't dislike them, but they're just they're not, how do I say it? What's the word where you're like pumped for it and then it's just doesn't deliver? I don't know.
They're a letdown?
Yeah, kind of a letdown, but I mean, I haven't had one from Maine, so I can't say. It's kind of like getting a crab cake from somewhere else and not having one from Maryland, but
right.
Well, there's like 20 different kinds. Like I learned that. Like
20 different kinds of lobster rolls?
Like there's a Connecticut roll, there's how they do it in Maine, how they do it. So some are cold, some are hot.
Yes, the cold ones.
The hot one I did like a lot, yeah.
See, I would like a hot one.
I think I had one of each.
I'd like a hot one.
It's been a good summer though.
That's awesome.
There's been
So wait, was that a second honeymoon or was that the one? Did you take that as your honeymoon?
That was our real one. It was on our year anniversary.
Cool.
We just went to Ocean City for like 3 days after our wedding. We saved up a little and Of
That's the
course,
way to
still
do
went
it.
through all the money super fast, but it was
Nothing
it was
compares to
awesome.
Ocean City, though. So,
But Ocean City is the best city in the world, so
of course,
Aw,
that's
I
awesome.
agree.
Well, we had like busy summers, and how great it is. And again, just three of us today. Devin, I didn't even introduce Jordan, and Jordan's here. Oh no, I did introduce
Yeah,
you.
he did. He
yeah.
Okay,
started. He
never
sang a
mind.
song.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
made
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
dance.
Well, who's not here though is Devin, and Devin may or may not be able to join for season 4 as the
Yeah,
hardworking Devin.
he is busy,
On
but
the
that
in the middle of the country, schedule
Yeah.
doesn't line up as great. So hopefully he'll be able to join us sometimes. And if not, we might bring in some guests. I will say that I talked to your aunt, Jordan, and Carrie
Yes.
is definitely ready to join
oh shit.
Oh,
if there's something for her to do. And I know that we could get other people as well. So the three of us will take the reins going forward, and then maybe have fourth people when
nice.
it seems appropriate. Okay,
That's a good idea.
Carrie
so
can solve a Rubik's Cube on camera the whole time, and we'll sit in silence.
that's gonna be a long ass show. Maybe she could share some videos of pets walking on 2 legs.
Yeah, there we go. Just show her, just broadcast your two's DMs.
Right.
Yeah.